Hey friendos, how's it going? Enforcer here. No jersey unboxing. I just want to talk about the news that has been going on for the last week or so about the Arizona Coyotes. So it looks like the Gila Arena where they were playing in Glendale has finally had enough of them. I guess they're like $1.5 million back on pay for the lease of the stadium, and $400,000 of that is over 4 months past due. So the arena has finally decided to wash their hands of it. They were on a year-to-year lease for, was it the last 5 years or so, and leaves them little to no options that I see with them being in the state of Arizona. Now, from what I've heard, and a lot of the stuff I'm getting from the Hockey Guy, reading The Athletic, a lot of different things, local newspapers in the Arizona area on this topic, are all saying like every year the Arizona Coyotes have not made a dime. They're working in the red every season. And the contention between the team and the city of Glendale with that arena wanting to be upgraded because it is woefully overdue in the standards of what NHL upper tier hockey and basketball arenas are, needs to be worked on. No one can agree on who's going to flip the bill for those upgrades. The Coyotes are not a draw in that town. A lot of times, what I hear, people zoom in, maybe they may have a quick bite to eat, they jam back out on the highway back on home. And it's tough to get behind a team when the current owner, also many years they were owned by the NHL, and the NHL was hell-bent on keeping a team in the state of Arizona. Now, this owner here is hell-bent on turning a profit. Unfortunately, every year that he has been running the team, they've been running in the red, and also there's also hear that there's a mindset in the front office that is not of the best to work with. Once again, rumors say this. I'm not gonna, I guess I did delve into rumors, but just basically a talking point that like it's not the best front office to work with. I mean, their GM right before the bubble just went ahead and dipped out, left the team without a GM when they were about to go into the bubble for the last season. I honestly don't know what the prospects of them staying in the state are going to be. There's discussion about Tempe, but they haven't even built a stadium there. It would cost $70 million roughly to move the team there, and then they still owe money to the city of Glendale for the lease that they have, and as well, where are they going to play in these 3 years? Even if they were to green light that Tempe arena right now, still it's going to take time to build. Where do they play there? With Gila Arena basically saying get out at the end of this upcoming season, which I think the official end of their lease is like June 30th, 2021. Then after that, they're homeless. It's essentially the same thing that happened to the Atlanta Thrashers, but Atlanta didn't even have that year to try and make arrangements and try and figure out something in the state, in the region. I think Phillips Arena was named at the time, now State Farm Arena, basically told them, this ain't working for us. You got to go. And there was no place for them to go in the region, so they had to sell the team to a ownership group in Winnipeg that had an arena ready to go, had a market that was eager to go. They had fan drives to get ticket sales, season tickets for Winnipeg that first season. And now they're on 10 years. I think the last season that they had was 10 years going into their 11th. stable force in Winnipeg, and I really didn't like the way that Winnipeg got the Jets taken away in the mid-90s to move to Phoenix to become the Phoenix Coyotes at the time with the Kachina. I know that there's a lot of hardcore fans. There's a lot of hardcore fans, especially up in Canada, saying, move the team to Quebec. They've got a brand new building that is only 5 to 6 years old, built specifically to lure an NHL team in there. Now, as much as I would love to see the Nordiques or the Quebec or whatever they want to call them, I'm sure it would be the Nordiques if they were to come back. Unfortunately, I really don't see that happening for the simple fact of you would have imbalance in the conference. So who from the East moves to the West? Now, I will say this. There's a lot of people saying move Columbus. Columbus didn't want to be in the Central Division beforehand before they moved over to the Eastern Division. Detroit sure as heck does not want to move back to the West. As much as I would love to see my Wings here more, I used to love it when 2 times a year they play at Staples. Then I go to Honda like the next night or the night after and flip-flop. And I'd see them both just destroy these 2 local teams and then move on their merry way. They don't want to do that because they would be the only team in the Eastern time zone playing out here in the West. I mean, a 7 o'clock game here would be starting 10 o'clock over there, and the game wouldn't end for them till like 1 in the morning. You're missing half of your games are going to be, when you're asleep. Now that works, I guess, if you're making predictions for New Japan like me, and I win them all, but that's not going to work if you're a fan trying to follow this and really know what your team's doing. So that just doesn't work. I really think, especially if the owner says, hey, I'm hell-bent on making a profit with this team, the one way and probably the quickest way he can actually make the biggest bang for his buck with the least amount of headaches for him is to honestly sell the team to the owner of the Houston Rockets, who is interested. He's put in bids when Vegas got the expansion team to be the 31st team. He put in a bid when Seattle was trying to bid for the 32nd team, which they got and will start play this year. He is extremely interested. 4th largest media market in the United States. The area already supports baseball, already supports basketball, already supports football. MLS is there. There's a growing market for sports there. You put a competitive sports team in the Houston area, that thing will survive. That thing will thrive. Just like the Stars showed. You put together a competitive team, people are going to go out for that. And that's the other thing too. The Arizona Coyotes right now, because they had to move from the Pacific Division to the Central Division, are an outlier for the rest of the teams that they would play. And that just shows you the sad state of the team, that a team like the Vegas Golden Knights, who are only entering their 5th season in play, have more clout, have more pull, have more stroke to tell the NHL, no, we are staying in the Pacific Division. And when the NHL is told that, all they can say is that makes absolute sense, because hell, they've made it to 2 Western Conference Finals. They've made it to a Stanley Cup Finals. They are competitive. They are a draw. Moving them to the Central just for the sheer fact that they have less tenure in this league than the Arizona Coyotes, nobody could buy that. Nobody could say, yeah, the Golden Knights need to move to the Central because the Arizona Coyotes were here the longest. Well, who has more of a footprint? Who has more of a stamp? Who has more of a stable future in this league? Sadly, the Arizona Coyotes or the Vegas Golden Knights? And it takes you half a second to say Vegas is a more sustainable area. As funny and as weird as that is to say, an NHL team is more stable in Las Vegas than it is in the entire state of Arizona. And the simple fact of the matter is, I really think this is the enforcer's predictions right here, right? And I'm going to say this: he's going to do what every owner says. Wants to keep the team, keep the team here. I've heard it when Hartford was on the verge of losing their team. I've heard it from the Quebec owners when the Canadian dollar tanked, how they wanted to keep their team in Quebec and they just couldn't. You're gonna say all the stuff that you want to or need to say to curry the local favor of the politicians, of the people that can make these decisions that can keep you there, all the way up until you can't. And then that's when you've made an agreement to sell the team and move it and do all of that. At that point, the Arizona Coyotes will become a team in Houston and called the Arrows or the Spacemen or the whatever it may be. And of course, if you guys know the Space Enforcer, if it's anything space themed, you know damn well I'm going to be buying those jerseys. As much as I hate to see this color combo, and especially this baby, since a white one is coming this season, you know I'm going to be picking that up because probably it's going to be the only season that we're going to see a white Kachina jersey, because I really feel, and as much as I hate to say it, that team is moving to Houston, fit right in line with that Central Division. The Pacific's going to keep on cranking with all of their teams roughly in the same sort of area, same sort of stack. Then you're going to have the Central, and it's going to fit perfectly. Right now, as it sits, the travel schedule that the Arizona Coyotes are going to have for divisional games, it's going to be murder, because every single one of them is going to be a long flight. Whereas before, when they had it, hey, we can go 45 minutes or so, I think, a flight from the Phoenix area or wherever they charter, probably wherever that would be, to Vegas, to Southern California, to Anaheim, up to San Jose, worked for them. Now this year, those same quick blasts, now they've got to go. The closest one that they're going to have is Colorado and play the Avalanche. But then in that same time in their division, they're going to have to mosey on up to Winnipeg. They're going to have to mosey on up to Minnesota. They're going to have to go to Chicago. They're going to have to go to St. Louis. They're going to have to go to Dallas. They're going to have to go to Nashville. Who am I missing? Someone's going to tell me who I'm missing there. But the fact of the matter is, that's also going to put a strain on their costs as well, because all of that is fuel. All of that is getting the maintenance for the fly time. All of that is going to create a strain, and it's going to be too much. And then there's going to be, I forget the owner of the Houston Rockets, but he's just basically going to say, all right, man, you willing to sell or what? Because he was already willing to spend $650 million to try and get that expansion team before Seattle got it. And you think he was also willing to spend, of course he was willing to spend $500 million for the rights before the Vegas Golden Knights were awarded the team. So I don't think he's going to have to spend that much. He's going to have to spend for relocation fees, which I don't think he's going to worry about. And I really think hockey can work in the state of Texas. I think there's enough of a big of a market that you're going to have two teams that are going to have an in-state rivalry that is really going to work and really going to help out the former, I'm talking in the future, is going to help the former Arizona Coyotes, that franchise, actually come to its own. And I feel bad for a franchise like that started in the WHA, was one of the original, or the four teams from when the WHA merged with the NHL in '79. Lasted there until the mid-90s. The Canadian dollar tanked. they that's how bad the Canadian dollar was at that time. They thought that the best thing that they could do was move the team to Phoenix. And they played there for a while where the Suns played, and one side of that arena, if you were in the top row, you looked down, you could not see the crease. You could not see the offensive zone. You only saw the neutral zone, and you saw the other zone on the far end. You had to look at a monitor while there was play going on. It was not built, much like Barclays in Brooklyn was not built for hockey. I forget what is that? Footpath, whatever it is called now. I forget what it was called. I know there's a lot of people that are. I know that Fricky Scurvy watches this. If Bex watches this, they'll let me know exactly what the old name of these arenas used to be. And I just think we tried to get hockey to work in the South, in the Southwest, in the desert. Looks like it held, or it is going to hold in Vegas. I'm sorry, Arizona. I'm sorry, all of the native Arizonans. I just don't think that you're going to have home hockey, after this upcoming season, and it's a shame because I hate any region, any area. Quebec, I feel for you, but I don't know how you guys get a team unless you work a thing where with Quebec. Okay, I guess like if Quebec were to come back, which you could do. No, because that wouldn't work. Because I was thinking like, what if Chicago were to move over there? But then that's move over to the east. But that's not feasible because then you still have an imbalance. I just don't know. I don't know who would move from the east to the west to move the Arizona Coyotes to Quebec to make the divisions line up perfectly. Because right now you have 32 teams, 8 in the Pacific, 8 in the Central, 8 in the Metro, 8 in the Atlantic. It works. Half of the league makes the playoffs, the other half doesn't. It's perfect. It just works. With that, you don't want to bring imbalance to a schedule. Like, you've got it set, you've got it squared away, and sadly, I don't see the peyote coyote surviving after this year. It saddens me because me living in the southwest of the U.S., living in L.A., Gretzky is the whole reason why there is hockey in Anaheim. There is hockey in Las Vegas. There's a reason why they thought hockey in Arizona would work, why Dallas is there, why they thought moving Carolina from Hartford would work, why they put an expansion team in Florida, in Tampa Bay. That is the reason, and that has grown and flourished. I mean, look, you've got 3 cup teams or 3 cup championships in Tampa. You've got one in Carolina. The Kings have won 2. The Ducks have won 1. Dallas has won a cup. All of that is thanks to the expansion and the growth of this league down from the more northern traditional territories on down, and made it a truly national team, national sport, not just a regional sport. And unfortunately, Canadians hate that's the way it is. I feel bad. I'd love if we were to get like another 4 teams, if we ever get to that point, throw one in Quebec for sure. Or if there's a team that doesn't work, that's in the East, see if we can work it out to where Quebec gets a team. Quebec deserves a team, but there's too much working against them right now for this opportunity for the Arizona Coyotes. I really think off they go to Houston, and they're going to be the Houston whatevers they're going to be. And I wish them the best, and I feel terrible for Arizona and the actual hockey fans, because there are hockey fans of the Coyotes, like legit ones. I've seen them in chat. I've seen them when I'm on with Steven Larson. They'll tell me that they're Yotes fans, and I thought it was a myth, but no, they're real. They actually exist, and those are the people that I'm so heartbroken and gut-wrenched for, because they've invested the time, they've invested the effort, they've decided this is their team, and by no fault of their own, I don't see that they're going to have hockey after this upcoming season. But friendos, let me know what you think of this situation with the Coyotes. Let me know where you think they would move. If you think to move to Quebec, let me know how that would work. Don't just say, oh, put them to Quebec. Let me know how that would work. How would you move it? Would you keep it imbalanced? If you do want to keep it imbalanced, where there's 17 in the East and 15 in the West, let me know why. Now with 32 teams, how can you justify that? Just to have a team in Quebec, I'm going to need a little bit more than that. But friendos, anyway, appreciate you making it to the end of the video. Hit like, comment, subscribe. This is the first time you're checking out my videos. Please check out some of my other ones, and then if you think I deserve a subscription, please feel free to. On that road to 1,000, I'm inching there closer every day. Thank you, friendos, once again. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.